rooms where people weren't supposed to look. And it's a good thing we're here now to clean it up, and you're about to see a wave of transparency.
What do you mean?
Just give us about a week or two.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now that the judge that gave a smack on the wrist on the one agent that lied and, misled the American people, that's the same judge who's back and stopping Donald Trump from doing things, isn't it? Judge Boasberg?
Yeah, I just got to push back. Listen, we've been here 2 months. He's been here a couple more weeks than that. I mean, we've been here 2 months. You're dealing with a 38,000 member organization and an approximately $12 billion budget.
Fair point.
And it is a fair point. And, that's what a lot of people don't understand, that everyone that wants Epstein files and this and that, and, we may never get it. We may just never get it, right? You guys, you have to understand that people that do corrupt things inside of an organization, they tend not to file that away. Sorry to disappoint you. But that's just the reality of the circumstance that you're in. It's a massive organization. Not that big. Again, if you look at like the NYPD, has around the same numbers, right? NYPD is massive. Federal government, FBI, about the same size in terms of agents, a little bit larger. But these are all scattered throughout the nation, right? So it's a lot harder to centralize and figure these things out. But yeah, you got to give these guys some time. They're not going to go in there and go from zero to everything in 2 months. It's a similar thing when people just see movies and they watch TV and they watch these crime shows and they watch all these things. It's not magic, right? A lot of this stuff takes a lot of time. These guys could get briefed every single day, hours a day for the next 4 years and not know everything that's going on and happened and not get to everything. It's not possible. You're talking about an entity that's been around for decades and decades and decades, have been probably doing corrupt things for decades and decades and decades, doing some very good work also. But it's gonna take time to get a handle on these things, right? They went from literally knowing nothing, right? They weren't in the know.
To expect us in 2 months to dig up what was a 8-year, maybe longer, multi-year politicized investigation with multiple layers of processes, from Woods procedures being just thrown in the garbage can and flushed down the toilet bowl, to multiple layers of accountability where people lied and obfuscated. I'm not asking you to trust me. You want this done right or you want it done quickly? Because you can't have it both ways. You want it done quickly, we'll do it. And you know what'll happen? Just what happened last time. Those same Spygate collusion perpetrators sued the government, got money, got all this. You want that? We'll do it. We'll do it quickly and do it wrong.
But are you saying you found things that even you didn't know about? I mean, you were at the core of this.
Yes. I was the lead Russiagate investigator for the House Intelligence Committee. And I've been on both your shows in a prior life talking about it. And I'm telling you and the American public that we have now found material and information and people who wanted to hide it from the world since we got in these seats. And we, as the deputy said, we are trying to do it in a fashion where not only are we informing the American public of what happened, but we can have accountability for it. And that takes a little bit more time. And when you layer on the fact that we are rolling out our priorities on violent crime and defending the homeland, we're running a 3-part animal here, and we're going 100 miles an hour on each.
And that's why you have to cut these guys some slack. Like, cut them some slack. You have to stop, because all you're doing is degrading the work that's being done, right? Let them do what they have to do. In the end, if they don't, you got to understand, these guys, they understand that they're going to have lives after this, right? They understand that they're going to be held accountable by all of us when they're done doing what they're doing. Let them work. Let them do what they have to do. If you believed in them beforehand, believe in them still. Allow them the space to do what they have to do. Allow them to say what they need to say, right? They're doing a very limited press, right? Let them work. People are just coming down on Epstein files and January 6th and Hillary, and it's just too much. You have to just give them time to breathe. They got to sit down in the seat. They need to get the information, and then they need to prioritize. What do we need to do? Let's get a task force on this. Let's get a team on that. You have to let the people work. Investigations don't take 2 months. The FBI is notoriously known for dragging their feet on investigations, right? That's not a ship you're going to turn around on a dime and all of a sudden they're going to be turning things around and doing investigations in 2 weeks. That's not going to happen. They're aware that they're in the hot seat, that they're aware that the pressure is mounting. They're aware that they need to deliver something. And they're going to, step by step, hopefully in a manner that's appropriate, that's going to hold people accountable, that's going to get these cases prosecuted appropriately. And, everything gets turned over to DOJ. They can do their job. And then, we can be satisfied. But this cannot be rushed. I can't emphasize that enough, that everybody on Twitter and all these armchair detectives and armchair investigators and stuff like that, everyone just wants things to get done. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. Again, down the road, I'll explain to you, my background and everything that I've done that's led me to understand why these things are the way they are. And we'll get into that one day. But again, my point is just give these guys some time. I believe that they will deliver. And if they don't, guess what? I will hold them accountable. I will point it out.
Single one.
So important.
Wait, I want to add to that too, because what the director's saying is right. You got to remember, we come in the morning, there's a portfolio of 100 level 10 items. If it's a level 9, which is a pretty big freaking deal, someone else fixed it. The only thing that gets to my desk or his is a level 10. That's the entire day. Look at his schedule. Any given day. I'll show you the palm card I have. It is filled from 7:30 to he leaves 7 at night, 6:30 at night. It's filled all day. We just can't focus on one thing. You want New York to go boom? DC to go boom? You want an OC organization to go hack into some cyber network and crack all of Fox News' holdings? We're dealing with all that stuff too. Everything's a priority. Everything's a priority. This is one of many things we're doing. It's not an excuse. It's just reality.
Now, the Democrats are turning on you, right? I mean, I saw your hearing the other day, and critics have accused you of using the FBI to target political enemies. So set the record straight. You wrote an entire book about it, Government Gangsters. Tell us, how do you respond to the attacks?
Very simply. The FBI's prior leadership left us an institution, that is a police force for America and the world, that allowed a fentanyl overdose to occur and kill an American citizen every 7 minutes. That prior FBI's leadership, Comey, McCabe, left us an FBI that allowed for a woman or child to be raped every 6.5 minutes in this country. That same leadership structure left us an FBI that permitted a man or woman to be killed twice an hour in this country. That's our response to them. When I go to Congress and I go to the Hill, I say, hey, I'm not policing your neighborhood because it's a Republican or Democratic. I'm asking you for help on what your priorities are and what your resources needs are and where you need training, and we're going to send them to you. That's why we're putting 1,500 FBI employees into the field and outside of Washington, D.C. Now, if the Democrats want to play politics with that, they're the elected officials. They get to say what they want. But yelling at me and Bongino, we could take it all day long.
I don't even understand why. Why did they do that? I mean, why put the FBI and its reputation at risk? What, it was just to win an election? Why?
Because they're weak. Because they're weak. I hate weak people. I can't stand it. They didn't have, we're on TV, so I already said BS once, but they didn't have the guts, the courage, or the character to do the right thing. They did the easy thing. Donald Trump became a convenient political football. They thought they could leverage. They thought they thought with the media on their side that they'd get away with it.
I know that there are cells.
This is why it's important for all of the people in the political sphere going forward. These guys are sharp. They're very good at, so they're not politicians, right? These guys are, they're law enforcement personnel, right? They're prosecutors. They're former NYPD, Secret Service agents. However, they have the ability to talk and deliver a message, right? What Bongino just said there, it was so well delivered. And that's what we need more of. When these guys, Bongino had an amazingly successful show on Rumble. Amazingly successful. I mean, he was a absolute rock star, right? Kash Patel with his book, he did The Syndicate. He was out there all the time in front of a camera, getting questions, answering them, seeing the thought process. These guys have been honing the ability to communicate to people for the past decade at the very least. And that's what you get, right? You get somebody that can talk the talk, walk the walk, and then after they talk the talk and walk the walk, are able to sit down and deliver a message concisely that is very easy to digest, that is accessible to the average person, that they understand what they're saying, right? They're not just talking in these big words and this allegory and all these things that people don't understand. They talk like normal people. They can communicate and they can get the message across of what it is that they're trying to accomplish and accomplishing at the same time.
Drug trafficking cells and human trafficking cells. How significant is this in America?
It's everywhere. I mean, when you open up the border, like, look, that's not a political statement. The border was open for 4 years. So what happens is crime metastasizes. What happens is you have hundreds of thousands of illegals come across, and a bunch of them are really bad criminals. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. And then they nest into societies. And this is why we're rolling out Mexican street gang task forces across the country, because it's not the international gangs that are just the problem. It's these inner city gangs that exist in 1 or 2 towns here and there and have metastasized and taken over the drug trade, the sex trafficking trade, the child forced labor trade, and the gang trade. They are all in, and no one has been focusing on them because our cities and our elected leadership has allowed them to live without being policed. But that's over now that Dan and I are in the seat.
This is so scary. What do you want to say to families out there, mothers who are afraid for their young girls that they may get taken?
I want to put everyone at ease watching this today. There is, I hate cliches, but there really is a new sheriff in town. His name's Donald J. Trump. This administration, in conjunction with General Bondi and our director, Kash Patel, I am in the briefing, Maria, with the 5 of us, Emil, the PDAG, Todd, the DAG, AG, Kash, and me, every morning over at DOJ. The attitude every morning from the president on down, he, the president of the United States, wants this FBI to be able to, in 1 month, 6 months, a year, or 2 years, wants to be able to get out in front of the American people and say, your lives are noticeably different. He doesn't want fairy tales, Aesop's fables. He doesn't want any of that stuff. He wants people to be able to touch it and feel it. I don't care if you're in Stewart, Florida, or Harlem, New York. He wants you to walk outside and say, wow, my neighborhood does look different.
That's exactly what I was talking about. It's funny. I just made the statement, and he delivers. Right? That's what we need. We need communication like that. Clear. To the point, concise. People, it's digestible. People understand it. They can feel it. They can see it in his eyes. Right? And they can't be bullshitting you. Because in the end, we're all going to hold them accountable. And if we don't get to that point, and if we don't get to that level, and if we don't feel the thing that he's talking about, we're going to call them out on it. And we're going to say you were full of it. And they know that. They know that because they know the realm that they're dealing with. They know they're not dealing with the left that can espouse ideas that are great and wonderful. And then when they go wrong, just blame it on somebody else, or blame it on circumstance, or blame it on the next guy that's coming in. There's plenty of blame to go around when you're progressive, right? Because you don't live in reality. The reality is some people are bad people. Some people are nice. Bad people take advantage of nice people all the time. And there's some people that are in the middle. There's a gray area. Life isn't fairies, rainbows, and all that other stuff. Life is difficult. Life is hard. But you can make it better. And I honestly believe, give these guys a chance. I know they said some stuff in the end that people don't like. The fact that they said that Epstein did kill himself. Let that rock for a little bit. All right? Let's not get too hung up on that stuff. If they say Epstein killed himself, but they also expose all the people that did bad things on Epstein Island, I'll take that as a win. I'll take that. I would much rather, if he was a disgusting human being and somebody killed him or he killed himself, I really don't care. Granted, that'll lead to other things, but I would much more like to know who did the bad things, go after those people and prosecute them. That's a better thing. The didn't kill himself. I don't really care. So cut these guys a little bit of slack online. Let them do what they do. I believe that they're going to deliver for us. And again, if they don't, well, I'll be here. You guys will be here. You guys will be in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm full of it? Do you think they're full of it? If you can subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate you. I always forget to do it halfway through. You guys probably left by now. But if you're still here with me, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. Hit the like button if you like the content. And we will see you again on the next video. Thanks a lot for coming out, guys. Really appreciate it.